OK. Let's move forward to the end of next week.
Yes.
Could you be Prime Minister?
No, it's a kind offer, Sophie, but no. Look, the reality is Sue Gray will report on the issues around number 10. We take them very seriously. I understand the frustration people feel, but it's right that they're investigated by Sue Gray properly and that there's that due process and transparency. I would also say that amidst all of this, we had two big things this week. The success of the vaccine booster rollout. Well, I think it's fair because people are saying that the government has lost its way. And on the two biggest issues facing the country, and I think people across the country, the vaccine booster rollout is at such a level that not only have we protected the we can come out of lockdown, and we have the fastest growing economy in the G7.
And we know that, and you have told us repeatedly.
Well, actually, we haven't got a lot of time to explain
what we want to know,
and I think it's fair.
We've talked a lot about the booster campaign. What we want to know, and what people do want to know, we've got Sue Gray's report expected this week. Are you preparing for a vote of no confidence?
Look, I can tell you this week, with everything that's gone on, I was at Prime Minister's Questions. I think there was, particularly what Christian Wakeford did, there was a rallying of support behind the Prime Minister. You could feel it in the chamber. And I think the reason is because the booster campaign has been so successful. We're coming out of the lockdown measures. We're moving from Plan B, opening up the economy. We've got the fastest growing economy in the G7.
Are you preparing?
Wages are rising. Unemployment is coming down. And these are all because of the calls the Prime Minister made. And actually, if you look at both of those vaccines, if we'd have listened to Keir Starmer, we'd be pegged to the EU scheme. We wouldn't have had the success we've had. If we'd have listened to him in July, he said coming out of lockdown was reckless. Actually, we wouldn't have unemployment going down, wages rising.
And still,
this Prime Minister has got it right.
OK, but it is his position has never been quite so perilous in the whole of his leadership. Sue Gray's report comes out this week. Are you going to publish it in full?
The way the process for it will be for the Prime Minister to decide, but he has been clear.
It needs to be published in full, doesn't it, for people to see what the actual facts were?
The substance of the findings will be, there'll be full transparency. Indeed, he has said he'll come back to the House of Commons and make a statement, so there'll be full scrutiny.
But so we will get to see the report.
I'm not quite sure the shape and the form it'll come, but the Prime Minister's been clear there'll be full transparency around this, so that people can see. And actually, I think we would welcome that transparency. We need to learn the lessons. The Prime Minister's already said that.
The inquiry that Sue Gray's carried out seems to have been expanding all the time. The latest that is reported today, were parties held in the Prime Minister's flat during lockdown?
Sophie, you know that the whole point of Sue Gray conducting this investigation is that she can look without fear or favour, whatever she wants to look at, and we avoid trial by media or the soap opera of things coming out without being substantiated and us speculating on them. What I would say is in relation to any of this, it's significant, it's important. Sue Gray should look at it, and she'll be coming back reasonably soon. People get those answers.
And if the Prime Minister was having parties in his flat during lockdown, should he resign?
You know, Sophie, that I will not respond to these hypothetical questions.
Well, it's not hypothetical. I mean, it's fact-finding. And
but you said if, so I think you think it's hypothetical.
I haven't seen the facts yet. Sue Gray is establishing them, but I'm just asking you, if he is found to have been having parties during lockdown in his flat, should he resign?
Look, we've been clear. The Ministerial Code of Conduct is there for everyone, including the Prime Minister. But all of these snippets, as you said, the facts are there for Sue Gray to determine. I want her to do so without fear or favour. There'll be full transparency and accountability for what follows. That's right, and that's the proper way of doing it.
But if he is found to have misled Parliament, he will have to resign.
Well, the Code of Conduct for ministers is very clear that if you mislead Parliament, it's a resigning matter.
So you expect that to happen?
Look, I'm absolutely full square behind what the Code of Conduct for ministers is there to do. Absolutely, we need integrity in public office, and that's what it's there for. And that's, in fairness, why the Prime Minister has asked Sue Gray to look at these things without fear or favour. If it takes a day or two longer, absolutely right. Sue Gray should determine that, and then we'll get all of the answers that you and other people in the media and indeed in the country want to hear. But that will be done properly rather than snippets here or there, claims and counterclaims here or there in the media.
How many MPs have you called around to rally support for the Prime Minister over the weekend?
None.
None at all?
No, and but what I have been doing is getting on with the business of getting the courts back up and running, particularly